Hi everyone, it's Peggy Merwin with Stamp with Peggy. Today is Monday, August 21st. Had to look to see for sure. We are 3/4 of the way through this month already. We do have 2 full weeks yet, but time is flying. Hopefully you all had a wonderful weekend. Make sure you pop on and tell me hi so that I know you're there. Hi, Jackie. All right, I'm going to get myself up over here so that I can see what you're seeing and I can follow your comments a little bit. Okay. All right. So we have a few of you on. Hi, Annie. Thanks for joining. Who else? Okay. All right. Hopefully you had a wonderful weekend. We had a great weekend. It was our family reunion on my dad's side. And so we were up at my mom and dad's. They bought part of my grandpa's farm, not 20, 41, 42 years ago, and built a small cabin when they first bought it. It's a one-room cabin that we all went up there growing up. Our kids grew up there in the summer times. We spent time up there. And then when my dad retired about 25 years ago, they built a home up there and they moved up there. So it's fun to go up there. We camp on the land, and then my aunts and uncles and my dad's aunts and uncles and cousins come. So it was a good time. It was hotter than hot, but not as bad as what's coming a little bit later this week. So we're supposed to have, I don't know, somewhere around 100 degrees on Thursday, just shy of that on Wednesday here in central Illinois, or northern Illinois, I should say. All right, so hi, Roseanne. Hi, Helen. Becky, thank you so much for sharing the video. Nancy Sears, thank you. Okay, so let's see. Don't forget to comment, like, share, tag, anything to help me grow our little viewership. You are doing a fabulous job. And as you know, I do drawings every week. I do 2 drawings, and I will pull out of some stock of stuff that I have here. But this week's winners from last week's comments are Tammy Korzik. Tammy, thank you so much. And Tammy was actually the first person to get her August card sketch challenge done. And then the second person is, and this is backwards, I know, Peg Franks. Peg, if you will pop me a message with your address so that I can get your packet in the mail this week. And if anybody knows Peg, make sure you tag her so that she knows she was a winner this week. Okay. Paper pumpkin. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put the camera down. I've got a couple of different things to show and share with you, and then we will get live with our project for tonight. As I said, it is very warm here in Illinois, and so I decided tonight's project, we would play with the So Very stamp set. And do a little Christmas card. We're going to try to cool the weather down just a little bit. Okay, I did want to send a reminder or mention a reminder. Sign up. You still have till the 31st, 30th? What is it, August? Yeah, till the 31st to sign up for my Fall Fest retreat. It's a 1-day retreat on Saturday, October 21st from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. here in Woodstock, Illinois. If you can't come in person, you can get the retreat in a box so that you can complete it at home on your own. Paper pumpkin for, this would be September's. It's available. You can start signing up or start ordering the kit. It looks like it's going to be gorgeous. Shelley Gardner, the creator or the co-founder of Stampin' Up!, this is a with love and gratitude that she kind of helped design or inspired it. It has 8 treat packages, 8 note cards, 8 coordinating envelopes, a Lost Lagoon, which is a returning color, Stampin' Spot, the stamp set, some special gold foil pieces, and detailed die cuts. I have not put this out yet for my alternate class, but yes, I am doing an alternate class with this one. There's also an add-on or an extra. It doesn't really go with the paper pumpkin kit, but it coordinates with it. It's an 8x10 journal, and it is gorgeous. The picture I saw online of it doesn't do it justice. It is just so pretty. So if you are the type of person who likes a journal, you like to keep notes, this is for you. Look at the pretty stickers inside. There's gold stickers. So you can kind of turn it into a gratitude journal. You can turn it into a photo album that you could put pages in and then write lots of things. It comes with the little gold clip so you can mark where you're at. Isn't that pretty? I mean, even the inside is beautiful. So this is $15. You do have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber or with my class. I can add it on to that order also. So I wanted to make sure you knew about that nice and early so that you don't miss out. Those journals are while supplies last. And as we know, we never know for sure how long that's going to be. All right, let's get that out of the way. Okay, how crooked or straight am I here? Okay, so we are using tonight the So Very Merry stamp set, which is one of the online exclusives. I did for my Friends Night Out Club, we used the angel and made a card using the stained glass technique. Tonight we're going to use Santa. We're doing kind of the coloring of stained glass, but we're not going to do it on vellum tonight, okay? And I thought it would be good, Christmas. Yes, I know it's very early, but us crafters like to get started early. And I decided since we give lots of gift cards for Christmas, why not turn it into a gift card, Christmas card, all in one, your gift and everything. Okay, so our card base starts out at 5.5 by 6 inches. And we're going to score it at 4.25. So we have this little edge at the bottom. You're going to take your bone folder and you're going to make it really crisp so that it folds really, really well. Okay. And then we have a piece of old olive that is 3 inches by 5.25. That's right, Cheryl. Christmas in August, not in July. Okay. Oops, we're not going to do that yet. Never mind. Never mind. We're going to start with this one. That is 3 inches by 3.5 inches. God, I am just lying like crazy. Okay, try again. It's 3 inches by 4.25. Okay. It's scored at 3.5 inches. We're going to fold that one. And we're going to burnish it really well. And on this one, I'm actually going to go back and forth. I'm going to turn it backwards. And I'm going to do it that way. And then I'm going to come back over here again. And really make sure that it wants to fold really well. Okay. Then we're going to adhere. So this flap is turned under. We're going to adhere it onto the inside of our card. Okay. So right on that 3/4 inch. Put plenty of adhesive. You can use liquid glue, you can use Stampin' Seal, you can use tear and tape, you can use Seal Plus. Okay, and I'm coming in, I don't know, 3/8-ish of an inch right there. Okay, then we're going to take our old olive and we are going to do 3 inches by 5.25, and we're going to adhere that inside our card. We're not doing anything, no embossing or anything to it. We're just going to adhere it right over that flap. Okay. And then I'm going to trick you and we're going to move on a little bit and then we'll come back inside. Okay. Then I have, actually we'll do it kind of together. I have a piece of old olive that is 1.5 inches by 5.25. And then I have a piece of the designer paper. This is the open, one horse open sleigh designer paper. And we're using the back side, which is kind of a mossy meadow with kind of a little bit of an old olive, but it coordinates together so well. And the designer paper here is 1 3/8 by 5 1/8. So we're going to adhere those. Oh, not quite, I'm not. Hang on. We're going to adhere this down onto this red flap. Okay, so we're going to stick this down onto here. And then before I go any further with it, I bought on Amazon some magnets, and they come like a whole bunch of them. This one I think is a 10 millimeter by 1 millimeter. Okay, there's 2 magnets here. They're really thin and they're really quite strong. They'll grab each other really easy. Okay, and yep, I did bring my glue dots over here. We're going to use the mini glue dots, and I've got both magnets together right now. We're going to put a glue dot on the back of it. We're going to fold our flap down, and we're going to adhere that about in the center, up a little bit because we're going to have a border on here. Okay, and then I'm going to take the other magnet off, and I'm going to use tear and tape. Our closure on this card is this magnet. That way it will stay closed. Your gift card won't fall out. Okay, we're going to peel that off. Oh, I didn't need to do that yet. Then we're going to take the other magnet and we're just going to lay it. It's going to jump and it's going to grab the other magnet. Okay, then I'm going to take another mini glue dot and I'm going to put that on here. You kind of have to, oh, all right, I'll use my fingers and attach it onto there. Okay, then we're going to close it. And when you lift it, it will stick down onto here. You don't have to try to figure out where to catch it. Hi, Jan, so glad you could join live tonight. Then we're going to put another piece of tear and tape over this magnet. Okay, now I can peel this one off, and we're going to take our designer paper that we've already put adhesive on, and we're going to attach this right over that magnet so you can't see it. It's all hidden, and then when you close it, it stays shut. Okay, isn't that cool? Okay, before we do the inside part, I've got a piece of old olive that is 3 inches by 3 1/4, and then I have another piece of the designer paper that is 2 7/8 by 3 1/8. No, it's not. I fibbed because I was trying something else. So instead of my 1/8 inch border, this one's going to be a 1/4 inch border. That means this piece is 2 3/4 by 3 inches. Okay, so we're just going to adhere it to the old olive. And now we have the little bump there from the magnet, so of course we're going to attach this with dimensionals. Okay, the little magnets are awesome. They are very, very strong. And there's all different sizes. The other ones that I used once before are a little bit smaller, and Amazon didn't carry them anymore. Okay, and that's going to get attached to our front. And by putting the magnet underneath so that it's just this red layer and then it's right underneath this designer paper, that helps keep it closed. Okay, now we need to put our holder inside for our gift card. So I have an 1 5/8 by 5 1/4, and then I have an 1.5 by 5 1/8. So we're going to adhere the designer paper to the old olive with any form of adhesive that you like. And this one has just the 1/8 inch border, so it's a small one. Okay. Now, our gift card is going to go right in here so that it's hidden underneath this flap. Okay, so we're going to use, we don't have a very big piece, so we're going to use liquid glue, and we're going to go along the edge and the bottom, and you want to stay as close to the bottom, not putting too much glue, and then back up the side. But I don't want my gift card to fall all over here. Okay, So we're gonna add some more glue on this side, and then we're gonna put it down at the bottom, just up from the fold, and then along the edges, even with the other old olive. And then you're gonna smash it down. Bone folder is good. And again, you wanna be careful that you don't put too much glue, because you can see I got a little bit oozing out right there. But you wanna keep it along the bottom, and it's still wet. So then I can tuck my gift card right in there, and it stays closed, and it's a gift. Okay, now we need to make this pretty. Okay, so we're gonna set it off to the side for right now. I'm gonna work with a piece of basic white. If you don't have, you should have the heat embossing tool kit. Okay, you get the tool kit, or you get the base to dump your embossing folder in. You get this amazing tweezers, so that when you're embossing, you got something to hold on to, that you're not burning your fingers. Okay, you get this little brush, so that where you have excess powder, embossing powder, you can brush it off real easy. And then you get the fabulous static embossing buddy. This helps to take out any static, or leaves it so that the embossing powder won't stick except where it's supposed to. Okay, so you rub that over your piece to start with, and then we're going to take our Santa stamp and Versamark ink, and we're going to make sure it's all nice and clean. Hi, Betty. Thank you for joining. Okay, and then we're just going to stamp it on our basic white, making sure we got good pressure. Okay, and then we're going to take black embossing powder, and we're going to, I guess I should bring that in here, huh? We're going to dump. Don't worry about trying to spare the embossing powder. You're going to dump it in this tray, and then there's a cork, a stopper at the end of it, that you will be able to dump it all back inside the jar. Okay, now we're going to bring in our heat tool, and I don't know how well this is going to show up on camera. Right now, this is all grainy looking. Okay, I'm going to cover that. I'm going to move the powder so I don't blow it all over. So now we're going to take our heat tool, we're going to turn it on high, we're going to give it a minute to kind of warm up, and then we're going to start applying heat onto our Santa Claus. Okay, and it takes, once it starts, and I'm hoping, okay, hopefully you can see it starts to, instead of looking powdery and grainy, it starts to look shiny. And you just keep moving. You don't want to hold the heat gun in one place for a long time, but you also don't have to go like this. You can just gently move it, okay? And then hopefully you can see that it gets kind of shiny and melted looking. That's what you want. If there's any graininess to it, you want to go back in and heat it again. It dries pretty quickly. I mean, pretty much as soon as it cools down, okay? And then, well, you know what? While we're embossing, I also cut with the Stylish Shapes a piece of real red. So, and again, I used the embossing buddy on it. Very Merry is one of the stamps in the set. So we're also going to emboss this. Now, we could have stamped just with Memento. We're going to make sure it's clear up at the top. But it doesn't give you the brightness and crispness that embossing does. Okay? And I should have grabbed one that I tried just stamping first. Again, don't be shy with the embossing powder. You're going to be able to save all of it when you're done, okay? Because just like that, you just dump it down to the end, you pull the little plug out of the bottom, and you've saved and only used a little bit of it, okay? So be generous, because if you're stingy with it while you're embossing, it's not going to turn out as well. Now we're going to use our fun little tweezers. Just hold that in there, except you got Peggy the lefty here. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing. Oops. And I can see, here's where did I put the brush? Here's where the brush comes in handy. I have some little black, I had a little overhang of stamping. So you just use your brush and brush it off. And then again, we're going from grainy to trying to get it. There we go, look at that. It's all shiny, so pretty. Embossing is one of Tammy's favorites. Yes, it is. Okay, and then we give that a second to cool. Get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. Okay, then we're going to come back to Santa, and we're going to pull in whatever coloring medium you like. You know by now that mine are stamping blends. Okay, I have light and dark, real red, and so I am going to alternate a little bit. Let's see, I'm starting with the dark, and I'm doing his hat, which is just, I'm going to do every other one. Kind of, stained glass has just, you know, a unique look. You don't necessarily want it all the same color, even though the hat is all red. Okay, we're going to do there. We're going to come down here with the dark on his coat. And again, you can get creative and you can color it any color you want. And then I put this little thing right here as part of his coat. And I also, this is his mitten. I made that the real red also. Okay. Then I'm going to pull in the light real red. And I'm going to do the opposite ones with that. It gets a little pinky red, being the lighter. But it kind of gives you that stained glass look. Okay. And then I have light petal pink for his face. And there's his ear. Oh, I got a little black going on there. Tell you what, let's use the other end. There we go. And again, you know there are many different colors that you can use. You can use the skin tones or natural tones. You can use the lighter dark petal pink. Okay, his bag I did with light and dark pecan pie. Excuse me. All right, and so I'm going to color this one in with the light. And there's not a huge difference in the light and dark pecan pie, but you still get a kind of a tone, different tone. Okay, so I'm doing every other around that side, and then I'm going to come in. So these two are touching, but it's a bigger, it kind of goes over this other middle section up above. And then I'm going to do this little one over here. Then I'm going to switch to the dark pecan pie. And I'm going to color in the other ones. I like to follow along. It's really nice with the embossed lines because it kind of helps you stay in the line a little bit. Sometimes the Stampin' Blends bleed, and when you have the embossed areas, it helps it stay inside. Okay, so our bag's done. Now we've got to do the kind of glass around the outside. And I went with Old Olive. So I have light and dark Old Olive. And we're going to do the same thing. We're kind of going every other one. So we're going to go here. Then we're going to do this big one. Fun to watch somebody else color, huh? Then we're going to skip that big one and we're going to come over here and do the smaller one. And then the little one. Okay, and then we're going to pull in the dark Old Olive. And we're going to color in the other areas. Okay. I mentioned earlier about the August card sketch challenge. We have 11 participants so far. Tina E, I have not seen your card yet. You promised if that's the sketch I did that you'd have a card, so you still have, what, 10 days left to get your card done and posted. Again, I would love to hit 20 this time. Okay, now I wanted his hat to sparkle a little bit. All right, and so I put a little Wink of Stella on the ball of his hat and then along the fur here. I did not do, you could, but I didn't do his beard. I left that white. Okay, let's get those back out of the way. Then I pulled in the 2-inch circle punch. And no, I didn't. I did the 2 3/8. Hang on just a second. Excuse me. I was moving things around. Okay, so we've got the 2 3/8 inch, and we are going to punch Santa out. And then we have our Very Merry. Whoops, where's my card? Over here. Darn it. Okay, we're going to put Santa up on dimensionals. So we're going to put 4 of them on here. And what we're going to do is we're going to put Santa like on here, kind of overhanging a little bit. And then we're going to tuck the Very Merry underneath like that. So we're going to adhere the Very Merry down. So if your piece of red, if you end up with a shorter piece in the bottom part, just make sure you emboss it at the top. It still works great. Okay, and we're going to turn it some because I want to be able to get, okay. So we're going to try that, and then we're going to put our Santa on there, covering up part of that circle. And yeah, it could have come down a little bit, but there we go. And then, you know what? I should have grabbed some embellishments to add on to it. But, so there is your card. You can't see the magnets. They're hidden underneath. There's your, oh, and I should have added, on the sample card I did, I added a piece of basic white down here so that you could write your message down here and they wouldn't be able to see and it wouldn't destroy the rest of your card, okay? Give me a minute and I'll go grab that and do that real fast so you can see that finished. Chat amongst yourselves for a minute. Okay, so we're taking a piece of 1.5 by 5 1/4 basic white. And then we're just gonna adhere that down flat here. So then you can say, have a coffee on me, have a great day. And then again, your card will stay shut. It kind of bounces a little bit, but that's more because of thickness than anything else. Your card is staying closed. That's not popping open. Okay, so there's your card using the So Very Merry. And let's see if, I don't know where I put. I was going to try to show you the angel card that we made at club, but I don't know where I put it. I put it someplace safe, I know, but I don't have it right handy to be able to show you. But so this is just kind of a fun, again, you could do it with birthday things. I just thought with our hot weather this week that this might be a nice little project to kind of cool you off a little bit. Okay, so everybody have a fabulous week. I am headed off to our backstage event, which is a leadership training with Stampin' Up. So hopefully I will come back learning lots of new fun things to be able to run some little fun. And you guys have a fabulous week. Don't forget to tag some people, like some people, share the video, tell everybody about us, and have a great week. I will see you next Monday. Bye-bye.